Vapor Baby? Seems like we got a breakout.
Breakout?
Yes, we have a breakout.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. I just know somebody broke out.
Okay, I'm looking at the prison cells. I don't see anybody who broke out. Let me just drive over there real quick.
I see somebody broke out. Looks like prisoner 005. Name is Reap.
Oh my god, it's Rapes.
Rape. It's FBI Agent Vapor Baby.
It seems like he's actually just doing some pull-ups inside of his cell over here, so I don't know what the false alarm was inside of Reeps' cell.
Vapor Baby.
Yeah?
Seems like we might have another issue.
What's the issue?
High security alert for Preston is active.
It looks like he's still in his prison cell, so what's the false alarms going on, bro?
Not according to my charts, he's not. I looked at the surveillance. He was using a spoon or like a little toy thing to actually escape. There's a box that he's been trying to pry open.
Hey.
Does he speak English?
Hola, señor Preston. ¿Hablas inglés?
Does he speak English?
I think so.
Why isn't he answering?
I don't know. Just call him something.
Mr. Big Games?
Maybe. Okay, we shouldn't be doing this, but maybe open up the door and see what happens.
You want me to open up the door?
Yes.
I think that's a bad idea.
Hey, buddy. Hey. Hey, buddy. What's this? 10 times odd huge. Hey.
I don't think he's listening. Should I just leave him?
I think so. Just leave him. I don't think he's gonna do anything.
He's working on Arms Day.
Why, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. So, last night, I decided to go and hatch a rainbow. I mean, technically, would it be hatched or would it just be, quote unquote, unlocking a rainbow holographic cat? Now, this was using 100 keys. And I want to say this was probably like 30 or 40 keys in with all of the stuff that I had last night. This took about 20 to 30 minutes. And oh my gosh, I didn't even notice it until I looked at my inventory, okay? It was a little exciting to see it there because there's only 35 in the game currently, and I am a little surprised. I'm actually a little surprised considering the fact that my mastery for keys is not that high. It's high enough for it to be okay, but it's not at the max where I would honestly be okay with opening and getting a bunch of things. But I was a little curious in seeing what was happening, and I got it! Now, if you are trying to get a huge holographic cat out of this, I would highly recommend at the very least, be level 60 to at least get benefits out of it that is worth doing all of this. Now, what I would recommend is if you're level 50 or under, is if you have your mastery potions. Keep in mind, this will only work up until a certain point to like actually level up your stuff. So think of it as this, every single level that you get is 10,000. So if you're level like 1, this should boost you up by a few levels. So make sure that you pay attention to the numerical amount that you have on your mastery right here. I would have to use 7 of these in order to level up to level 70. So for me specifically, this is not 100% worth doing. Now, if I was like a bajillionaire on Pet Simulator 99 to the point where I could buy a bunch of these and not even blink an eye and be like, I can afford it, then that would be a different story. But because this is not worth doing as far as like potions go, this only works up to level 50 or so. It's give or take a level 50. That's what I ended up doing it on mine. And then you can combine keys and you can use them and you gain experience based on doing that. So that's number 1. Number 2 is if you plan on AFKing the chest, for some odd reason, the chest itself actually decides to like break for some odd reason. And if you have like a quote unquote thing where it auto clicks for you, it's not going to work anymore because of the fact that it's just like non-existent. Even if you like move it or maneuver it, whatever, you have to actually jump up. Now, I don't know if this is just me having like the bad times over here or whatever, but Yeah, we're definitely hitting that point where it's like, what happened to the chest? What's going on? So they might fix that at some point because that's it's going through some stuff right now. It's a little scared. It's being used. So look at it. Look at it. The top is on the bottom. It should be on the top, not the other way around. So I am going to go ahead and say this because I do get these keys relatively quickly. I will be giving away 50 of these keys to a lucky viewer. So make sure you watch this video throughout and make sure to comment your Roblox username and what your favorite part of this newest update is. And in the next video upload, I will go ahead and pick somebody to win all 50 of these keys because of the fact that I've already hatched the brand new huge holographic cat. So theoretically these would be useless to me, so I've already did the unachievable for my part. So it's time for me to share the keys with everybody else in the audience. So what are some ways to actually obtain some of these keys, especially if you do not have the game pass that is necessary for just basically getting a bunch of better things? Now, we already know Super Drops is at least a $30 game pass, and not everybody has that vanity of actually being able to afford it. So what are some ways to actually, basically take advantage of what you're able to use? So there are obvious things that you can use, like enchants, stuff like that. So the thing I would recommend is if you do plan on trying to farm these, make sure you use the highest tier treasure hunter books and make sure you enchant them. What's enchanting, Vapor Baby? It's very, very easy. So you need enchant essence in order to actually use this. Now let's say, for example, you have a bunch of smelly books that you don't want. So in order to get this many enchants, 267,000, you need to sacrifice, quote unquote, this many books here. And it will cost you gems. Or if you're comfortable enough to go out into the trade hub and buy them, you can do that too, which either or is absolutely fine. Afterwards, once you're done with your enchants and you're able to grab the ones that you want, then you can grab however many of these books that you actually want to go ahead and empower. This will last you 8 hours, but make sure you pay attention to your timer because once they're done, they will actually leave your loadout. So I've noticed that, and sometimes I do tend to forget that they actually pop off, and I'm like, I should have paid attention. Now, this is optional. So you can do your treasure hunters, you can do your criticals, your speed, all this stuff here. Now, I'll do this when I'm actively online and I'm able to pay attention to all of this. So I will enchant those. This will increase your just in general, it will increase how much stuff you get. It will increase how much you can hit things, how fast you can go. Just think of it as like a super powered book. And on top of it, if you're using potions and stuff, which I would really recommend, use them. Now, not everybody is going to go out into the trade hub and buy the highest tier potions, which is this one specifically. So for this specific potion right here, what I'll do is I'll sometimes use this one, but if I don't have enough of this, I'll end up using this one in hopes that it will actually automatically upgrade it to the next tier, which would be that one. So I know after a while when you start explaining this over and over again, it can get a little confusing, but you make sure that you want to use your damage potions and your treasure hunter potions. Again, like I said previously in all of my videos, when it comes to grinding just in general items, the number one thing that you want to pay attention to are your items, and if you're able to earn gems on the side, that's always a bonus no matter what. So diamonds are going to be the very last thing. Items are my number one priority when it comes to this stuff. So cocktail you can use too. It is a little expensive and it just might go up depending on the clan battle. So if you are able to pick these up for relatively cheap before they do skyrocket for some odd reason, then I would highly recommend that. You guys already know the dealio with this one because so your damage goes up, your coins, especially if you're AFK grinding and stuff. Speed potion, the faster that you break things, the better. I know I always talk about this religiously because it's very important, especially if you're trying to grind items. The faster that you can break stuff and the more damage that you can input, the better. So that's even if you're using not even huges. I know my team consists of all huges. So you don't necessarily need to focus on just having huges. Just as much as, I hate to say it for everybody, you do not need huges to do this. So we're gonna actually switch out real quick and we'll see which team we can use and salvage real quick. So we're gonna take him out because he's not necessary. What we're gonna do is we're gonna test the theory of can you use just purely stat pets for this. As long as you have enough pets to actually do all of this, you should be absolutely fine. So let's go ahead and test it. All right, so it looks like we have a full team of just babies right now, and we're letting them do their thing. And you know what I'm actually gonna do is I'm actually going to put on the item notification so we can see what exactly is popping up. So that's also important, so we can pay attention to all of this. So what we're going to be focusing on is speed. Obviously, we have happy pets and we have speed. We have 2 critical books and 2 treasure hunter books. I have the superior mimic chest just for the lulz and the super magnet because we do need that. That's important. So I'm going to let this go off and you guys can view it. I'm actually going to step away from this just because of the fact that every time that I record right over here and I speed it up, the quality, holy macaroni, it just does not like the color green. So we're going to chill right here and we're going to see what happens. Okay, so we sped this up just a little bit. Now keep in mind, I know it's gonna look a little deceptive because I do have super drops. So whatever drops that I'm getting are a little better than what the average player would get. But if you get treasure hunter flags and if you equip yourself well enough, you should be able to get something somewhat similar, somewhat. And I say somewhat as in you're gonna get a bunch of drops, but it may not be as great as what you're seeing right now. So your focus needs to be primarily on how many pets you have equipped and what you're able to do to kind of make up for the loss of not having super drops. Now, if you do have the game pass and you're still struggling in order to get just in general keys or anything that's really important, you need to make sure you pay attention to all your enchants and actually pay attention to your potions, every single little detail. Because at the end of the day, if I'm able to gain like 100 keys or maybe even more, I'm not 100% sure how many keys in general that I've able to like go through from last night to basically now, I have been able to just get a bunch of keys. And this is 66 keys just overnight. So just imagine how many keys that you're able to get if you don't touch them. So if you are struggling to get keys, make sure you leave your Roblox username and a comment of what your favorite part of this update is. I will be picking somebody to win 50 of these keys. So let's go ahead and speed up this whole process of me opening up the chests in general, and I will see you guys in the next video upload. And if you want a tutorial on how you can get a bunch of prison keys, I can also do that as well, because I don't know how many keys I've already gone through. I think I have 2,000 keys. I've gone through so many of these keys, it's not even funny. I want to cry because of how many keys I actually own. So there's so many. I've been able to garner 22,900 stars for the clan. So if you guys are kind of interested in knowing what I've been doing, what could you do in order to just get more of these keys in general, you can let me know down in the comments down below and I can do a little video on it explaining it. It might be similar to this one anyways, but I will see you guys all later. Bye!